In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how you can find profitable wallets to copy trade on the Solana network. I'm going to give you my exact step-by-step process, and then I'm going to show you exactly what to look for in each wallet to know which one is best for copy trading. I'll teach you how to do it for free, and then I'll teach you what tools to use to make it 10 times faster. With the information you're about to learn, you can truly make life-changing money like many of our users are already doing in the first week. There are no tricks, there are no gimmicks here. This is my full step-by-step process, which is more effective than anything that I have ever seen on YouTube or anywhere else. With all that said, let's dive in. All right, everyone, welcome. First off, I just want to start by saying this is a long video, and that is by design. Like all of the videos on our channel, we aim for this to be a full tutorial, a mini course, so you watch it once and you never have to watch another YouTube video on this topic again. So I really encourage you, whether it's now or in the future, to take the time to watch this video all the way through. Take notes, and at the end, you will have a skill set that you can use to make passive income, truly life-changing income. It will all be worth it. My motto is to do it once and do it right. So take your time and let's get it done. If you want to be successful in copy trading, there are 5 steps that you need to follow. The first step is to find profitable wallets. The next step is to analyze those wallets to see if they are worthy of copy trading. The third step is based on your analysis, based on the charts, to come up with a unique strategy for that trader. Then you test. After 1 to 3 days of testing, if the results are positive, then you execute your strategy with a real amount of money. This patient approach helps you be successful over time without constantly losing capital. So in this video today, we're going to cover steps 1 and step 2. Finding profitable wallets and how to analyze them, what to look for, how to know if they are worthy of copying. Okay, so step 1 is to find profitable wallets to copy. Now I'm going to break down all the free ways to do this, and then I'm going to break down the ways you can do this by investing a small amount of money into having it streamlined or provided to you, so you can make the decision which is right for you. When it comes to free sources, the 3 that I would recommend are Odin's Alpha, GMGN.AI's copy trading list, and by searching Photon and looking at the top traders for any token. Now, with enough grind and effort, anyone can find an incredibly profitable wallet to potentially copy trade. But just because someone looks good on paper doesn't mean they are a good fit. So all you're doing in the first step is generating a list of candidates. So what I recommend you do is to start a Google Sheet, preferably in your Google Drive that you can save to your bookmarks tab to access at any time very easily, and name it something like Traders I Like. This is mine. I've got the wallets I like tab here, and then I've got new ones to check. Anytime I'm coming across wallets that look interesting to me, I'm adding them to my list. So then later on, I can come back and analyze them. So this is the first step of the process. Now let me show you where you can go about finding profitable wallets. So if you're not already using OdinBot, this is the fastest copy trading bot on Solana. You can use the link below this video to make sure that you land on the correct page to start a free account. It's absolutely free. They've got all the best settings, take profit, stop loss, and they've got a really cool Discord channel. I'll also link to the Discord channel below. But in the Discord is the first source of free profitable wallets that you have access to. Now you have to remember, there's 13,000 people in this Discord. So 13,000 people are also looking at this list of wallets, which could potentially compromise them. So always wait a day or two to see how the wallets are doing, to see the price impact, but you'll learn exactly what to look for later in this video. So every day they drop a list of wallets, and what you're going to have to do is manually check them each one by one. So my favorite free tool to do that is GMGN.AI. Now, let me be very clear. This is my favorite free tool to do that, but there are a lot of flaws with this website. One being, as you can see exactly here, is that they'll give the potential ROI as 55%. But as you see here, this guy has not sold many of his tokens, so he's holding on to all of his losing tokens. So this is not a realistic ROI. If you saw this win rate and this ROI, you would think damn, I really gotta copy this guy. I mean, look at these hold times, 1 day, 12 days. He really looks fantastic from first glance. But I'll tell you right now, he's not that good. So I'm going to use a paid tool now at copytrader.com. This is the platform that I created. It's absolutely not necessary to find wallets, but it is extremely helpful. So I can come to the lab, I can come to the wallet analyzer, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if I pop this wallet in the wallet analyzer, it's going to do its thing and it's going to spit out what the real ROI of this trader is. So these are all the stats that we spit out. I mean, GM is spitting out basically the ROI of only the sold token. So if someone is holding on to all their losing tokens, they're going to have a very high win rate and a very sexy ROI, but it's going to be fake. So if you come here, we take all open positions into account. So you can see what his win rate over the last 200 transactions is and his ROI. But because he's got 42 open positions with an unrealized ROI of minus 61%, his actual performance is only a 17% win rate and a minus 23% ROI. So is this someone who I would want to copy? Absolutely not. His median ROI is terrible. His unrealized ROI is terrible. His total ROI is terrible. And everything else looks pretty good. His hold times are outrageous because he literally never sells his tokens. But this is a really useful tool that will help you prevent getting burned. Let's just put it like that. Honestly, you're not going to find any free tools that will do anything like this. But what you'll have to do is basically come in and when you're checking a wallet, click this button to sort by the unrealized ROI and make sure that they're not holding on to all their losing tokens, because that will give you fake results up here and you want to avoid wallets like that. So what you're gonna have to do straight up is just come through and do this manually for every single wallet. So here we've got a wallet that looks absolutely incredible by stats. They're not holding on to any unrealized tokens, 97% win rate, 100% ROI. But I can tell you right now, look at the holding durations. 3 seconds, 7 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. You will never, ever make money with this wallet because, as we'll talk about later, the holding duration is a huge thing. So right now we're just talking about where to find wallets. I'm going to save this one just to show you what I mean later. But later we're going to talk about how to know if a wallet is good or not. So this is just where to find wallets right now. I don't want to go into every detail about how to know whether they are good or not, but I know right away that this wallet is not good. So that's the problem with this free alpha, these free drops, they're not that good. That's the problem that I find with a lot of them. So this is the first avenue. And if you didn't want to go through one by one, you could use a tool. I'm trying to hop back between free and paid stuff, but we've got a tool where you can just pop them all in real quick, hit analyze, and it's going to spit out a nice table where you can sort through the results. Right now it's processing, just like that. So now you can come through and you can see all the stats without having to go through them manually. You can filter, make sure they have Solana. You can make sure they have a positive ROI, choose whatever win rates you want, and how many times they trade per day. When was the last time they traded? So now we've analyzed it down to 4 wallets, which meet our criteria, and then we could open each one of them up and take a look at them like that. That would help you sort through the bad ones that you don't really want to look at. So there's that wallet that we just found before. Now this is finding, once again, all of the stats, and the stats are extremely accurate. But again, what it's not going to do is be able to check the holding duration unless you actually use the wallet analyzer tool that I showed you before. So this is another tool included with CopyTrader. So that's how you would check them faster. You can check up to 100 wallets at the same time. So you could literally copy this one, and probably these 2 in, and then just click analyze, filter it. And then instead of checking through 150 or 100 wallets manually, so then you'll probably have about 25 filtered results that you can go through, and it will save you a lot of time. So now I'm going to run through all the other avenues to find profitable wallets for free. I'll run through pretty quickly, and I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about our daily wallet drops. Now these are involved in our membership, which is a paid membership. It's honestly cheaper than pretty much anything else out there, and I think it outperforms everything else out there by a mile. If you're spending 10 to 20 hours a week trying to find profitable wallets, when you can get a list of 100 profitable wallets every single day, along with all the tools to analyze them and even simulate in real time what it would be like to trade with them, then you'll be saving yourself a lot of time. We are connected to an index which receives a live stream of every single Solana transaction 24/7 and then extracts every single wallet address and runs them through an API service to get the last 200 transactions, in which we calculate all of the stats instantaneously, weeding out any bullshit wallets and providing a clean list of real traders who are profitable every day. I understand wanting to go the free routes, but if you're spending 20 hours a month looking for profitable wallets, then you are valuing your time at about $5 per hour. If you add in another 20 hours of analysis, which we can do in minutes, then you're valuing your time at $2.50 per hour. And if you don't have any money to spare for something like this, then I 100% understand. I just want to put it into perspective how valuable investing in a tool that will significantly increase your chances of success and save you 10 to 20 hours a month. All of these wallets are filterable. They can be sorted by median ROI, total ROI, the number of trades, win rates. You can filter everything here. If you only want traders with a high win rate, you can do that. If you only want traders who are old and have been trading for at least a few weeks, you can filter out and find the perfect traders for you. And we drop every single day. I wouldn't be pushing this to you if I didn't think it was incredibly helpful, but I respect anyone's decision in wanting to do it on their own. So let's continue with the next avenue for finding profitable wallets for free, which would be on gmgn.ai. So GMGN is the next place where you can find free wallets to copy trade. They've got a section here called copy trade, and here they post the most profitable traders on the Solana network over the last 7 to 30 days. Now you have to be very careful here, guys. Just because a trader is extremely profitable does not mean they are suitable to be copy traded. Now personally, I don't trade anyone on this list. I never look at this list. Does it mean there are not some hidden gems here? Absolutely not. I'm sure amongst all these wallets, there are some really good, profitable traders that you can copy. And I've got a bunch of filters set already. So if I were to reset all of these, then you would see that this list is even larger. Now, why is it so bad to copy these guys? Let's take a look. Here's one of these KOLs known as Cupsy, very famous trader, makes around $100,000 every single day. However, if you came and looked at one of his trades, you would see that he spikes the chart incredibly high. He sells very quickly and spikes the chart downwards very far. So while he may make money here, buying around here and selling around here, he'll make a quick 27%. You would end up getting in up here and selling down here. So you would lose 10%. This is why we look for traders who don't have a big price impact on the chart. I see a lot of YouTubers advising guys to go on Axiom, to look at the trades that have been tweeted about, to find KOLs and insiders, but honestly, I think this is terrible advice. I don't think anyone should be copy trading these famous traders. I want guys, regular guys who are sitting at home making $3,000 to $5,000 a month. You barely notice the chart when they buy, and you can follow them and get the results that they get. So that's GMGN, where you get a free list of the most profitable traders on chain every day. You can also go to KOLscan.io/leaderboard, and you'll see the leaderboard of all the traders on the Solana network and how much they earned on that day. But again, honestly, I don't use this. I wouldn't recommend anyone to use any of these traders because they are too mainstream. They are too well known. They have too many copy traders. They farm their copy traders and they buy with large sums of money. But if you want to check it out, then, just giving you the information here. So the next place where people find profitable wallets for free, and this is the technique that pretty much every other YouTube will show you. If you search how to find profitable wallets, they'll all tell you exactly what I'm about to tell you right now, is to go to Photon to find popular tokens that have been doing well, and then to look through all of the top traders for each token. This is pretty much the go-to for finding profitable wallets for free on the Solana network. The only downside is it's extremely time consuming. Sifting through that amount of data manually is a lot of work. But if you want to put the time in and you want the free method of how to do it, then this is the best way to do it. So you can roll your sleeves up and make it happen. What I would do actually is I would use Axiom to find tokens that have been doing well for that day. So I would go to the migrated section here, and then I would use Photon because I like the layout of Photon best to come through and try to find good tokens that don't look like this. So you just come in and try to find tokens that look pretty good, like something like this. And then what you would do is you would come to top traders, and now you have all the people who made the most money on this token. So you can see here, you can scroll through every single one of them and open all of them up one by one, or you can filter them out beforehand by seeing how many transactions they made for the buy, how many transactions they made for the sell, how much they invested, how much they made. So this guy looks pretty good, for example. So you can come here and you can click on this button to see his transactions, and that will show you exactly when he bought and when he sold. And wow, like this guy bought at a really, really good time. It looks like he knew something was about to happen here because this wasn't doing much. And he bought here, absolutely no price impact on the chart, which is fantastic. And then he sold a bunch of times. Very healthy, very normal trading pattern. So this guy, right off the bat, he looks really good. So what you would have to do now is you would have to open him up in SolScan, make sure he's got Solana. So that means he's still trading using this account. Then I would open up gmgn.ai to pre-qualify him. See what's going on here. So not great. You can look at his 7-day stats, his 30-day stats, 26% win rate, 11% ROI. He obviously did really well on that one token, but he loses a lot more than he does well. So he did really well on that token, but not a great trader overall. And this is the hard part about doing this manually. So you would basically do what I just did for that one trader for every single trader here. And that took 2 to 3 minutes. So you could imagine for 100 traders, that could take you 300 minutes or approximately 5 hours. And that's hard. And you can go through that whole entire process here, and you might not find anyone who is a good match. But this is the default method. If you go to any video on YouTube and you search how to find profitable wallets, then 99% of the creators or the coaches, this is what they will tell you to do. And that's fine. It's good advice. It's just extremely time consuming and can be extremely futile. You might not find a single candidate. You have to think there are thousands of tokens coming out every single day. And for each one, there are hundreds of top traders. So to go through and find all of those manually, it's a tough task, but it can be done. That's up to you if you want to do it. There's really no way around it. You either need to do the labor-intensive hard work, or you need to use premium tools that make it all much faster. In regards to the premium tools, I showed you the free way. Now I'll show you the fast way. Once again, you can come to one of our bots on CopyTrader. That's copytrader.com with 2 R's. And in this case, so you can come here to our top trader analyzer and simply put in the token address and hit analyze. Now what this is doing right now is it's analyzing the token. It's scraping every single one of these top traders that you would have to go through manually one by one. And it's going to now analyze each of them using the wallet analyzer that I showed you before. And then it's going to spit out the results in a beautiful filterable and sortable grid. So you can do 5 hours of work in about 2 minutes. So now this is done. You can see that it checked 200 total traders. It filtered 75 results. This is pre-filtered, showing profitable human traders, filtering out losing traders with a negative ROI and bots trading more than 50 times a day. You can see the average win rates and average ROI for all of the top traders on this specific token. You can come through here now and you have all the results here in your grid. So what we can do now is we can see if there's any candidates here for us. We can come here. I want to make sure they have Solana. So let's put that at least 0.5, put the win rate at least 50, put the total ROI at least 10%. And let's see, that gives us 8 results. And here we go. This is not a bad trader. 67% win rate, total ROI, including open positions of 44.68 and a median ROI of 8.2, which is really, really good. You can open him up real quick in GMGN. You can see their stats are pretty close to what we had, but we calculate over transactions, not time. So now we can come through and we can pre-qualify this guy. He's holding for a nice amount of time. He's buying for a nice amount of money. I'm interested in what this guy is doing. He's holding for a long long time. That means that we have a lot of time to take profit. He's not the best trader, but honestly, he's going on my list. He's going on my list of pre-qualified traders. So far, we've only got 2. Now we can come through, we can check this guy. Again, very similar stats, very not as good hold times. I'm interested to see what the charts look like, honestly, because the charts, they tell the full story. So I'm gonna add him to my list. So that's what you would do, guys. You would just go through as many tokens as you can, as many tokens as you want on Axiom, on Photon, check the top traders, go through them one by one, and continue to populate your list of pre-qualified traders. You can either do this manually, or you can do it through a paid service, or you can just but whatever you do, that's the first step, is to get that list of pre-qualified traders. Once you have that, now it's time to move on to the next step. The next step is to analyze each one of those traders one by one to figure out who you want to. Now I've gone ahead and I've populated my lists from traders using the top trader tool, using the bulk wallet analyzer on some of the Odin's Alpha free drops, and by going through the wallet drops, setting the filters that I like, and seeing who comes up. So I've got my list, and now it's time to figure out who am I going to copy trade from this list. Now I know this is a long video and it seems like a lot of work, but honestly, if you just take your time and put the time in and do it once and do it right, you can make hundreds of dollars a day, even thousands of dollars a day with time and practice. So it's worth being patient. It's worth doing it right, because if you don't do it right, the alternative is that you will get wrecked. You will trade with the wrong traders and you will lose your money. So there's no rushing in copy trading. If you rush, you will lose. I'm telling you, it's much easier to lose money copy trading than it is to make money. So taking a couple days to do the research the right way is not a big price to pay for success. Okay, so what are we going to use to check each one of these traders, and what do we do? What do we look for? That's what you are going to learn now. So to check traders, I use 2 tools. One is free, which is GMGN, and the other is on my platform, CopyTrader, which is the wallet analyzer, which you saw before. You don't have to use this. You can just use GM, but this does paint a bigger picture and give you some more insight that you can't get anywhere else. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these one by one. We're going to pop them into GMGN. I'm going to pop one into the wallet analyzer, and we're going to have a look. So right away, the wallet analyzer shows me, okay, all positions closed. They're not holding, they're losing tokens. Their median ROI is right in the middle. As long as this number is positive, I'm quite happy. What this number is if we checked the last 41 trades for this trader, then the median ROI is the ROI of all of the trades in ascending order. That would be smack in the middle. So basically what this would tell you, if it was a low number, it would basically indicate that maybe this trader had one huge win, which is giving him a positive ROI. But over time, he was more consistently losing. So it just shows kind of the consistency of a trader, and it depends on your trading strategy. If you're going for big wins, this is not as important. If you're going for scalping or medium-sized consistent wins, then I really like this. And for all of these statistics, you can hover over the tooltip and it will tell you exactly what it is and how we calculate it. We also explain how we calculate everything right here. So I like to look at that. I like to make sure they're not holding any tokens and hiding losing tokens. So that's good. Their fast trades is low. This is the amount of trades that they buy and sell within 10 seconds. So we want that to be low. Trade 2.6 times per day. They're not trading that many pump fund tokens. That I really like. It used to be a better factor before bonk, but now they could be trading bonk tokens instead because pump fund is not as prevalent. And I like their median hold time. Same concept as median ROI. That's the middle value of their hold time. And here is their average hold time, which is a lot higher because once again, they could have been holding one token for 3 weeks and that will bring their average way up. But their median hold time, that's pretty good. Median exit speed, that is a little different than the median hold time because that's the typical time to their first exit, their first sell, but they could sell more than one. The max drawdown is not too big of a deal when it comes to crypto trading. This is a popular trading statistic which talks about the worst peak to valley loss. If you want to read up more more on this, you can, but honestly, it's not that important because crypto trading is very volatile. But if you do see a low number here, that's a really good indicator of someone who manages their risk really well. But this is not a deal breaker for me. So right away in the analyzer, I like the look of this guy. I can see all his trades here, but we're gonna now go into GMGN and take a look at his actual trades. Now, everything I just did in the wallet analyzer, you can do in GMGN, except you can't do the median ROI, you can't do the median hold time, but you can look at his stats. You can make sure he's not holding on to any dead tokens, only one. That's good. What I like to do is I like to click last active and see how old the wallet is. Okay, he's 2 months old. That's also a very good thing. The older the wallet, the better. What I do like about GM is that you can see his all-time stats. It means he wasn't as good in the past, but he seems to be doing better this week. So I'll look at that. I'll just scroll down, take a look at his trades. You know, not that great, but the point that I want to emphasize here is that the stats are not everything. Stats honestly mean nothing because you can see some of these KOLs with insane stats, but you would get wrecked copy trading them. But I've seen guys trade people with a 50% win rate and a 10% ROI and make $2,800 in their first 3 weeks after joining Copy Trader. I've seen this firsthand, and it's because oftentimes when you do look at the charts, you will see things like this. You will see traders who enter at a pretty low market cap with a minimal price impact, and they just don't sell. So that's a 300% potential profit there that you could easily sell manually at this point. Let's look at another trade from the same trader who one of our members was trading successfully for many weeks. Here again, simple entry, not much price impact, and then a potential 91% gain. So if I found someone with stats that weren't that great, but I opened up the chart and I was seeing things like this on a consistent basis, you never know what this person is doing. You don't know who they are. They can be some rich guy who doesn't really care too much about money and he's only going for 10x plays. So no matter how high it goes, he sets his stop loss to sell as soon as it comes back down to where he started until he hits that 10x. And actually, this trader did hit that 2.2K 22x a couple days after this trade, which I'm looking at now, which was index. So he showed a loss on this trade, obviously, but he was patient and he waited until he got that 22x. But for me, I don't care about that. What I'm looking for when I look at a trader, more than anything, I don't care what kind of tokens he buys. I don't care how he trades. I don't give a shit. I don't have morals when it comes to, oh, I only want to trade with guys who buy really healthy tokens that last a long time. All I'm looking for is opportunity. I'm looking at the charts and I'm seeing, is there any opportunity here? That being said, opportunity can present itself in many ways, including just someone being a generally good trader. So what I'm looking for first, above anything, is can I copy this person like for like? Are they a good trader? Can I make money with them? But what I'm saying is that I'm not letting stats rule anyone off the table, because in certain circumstances, even traders with subpar stats can make you a lot of money. Now, you can't go through every trader, so there has to be some base level of stats which is acceptable to you, and that's fine. But what you need to know in general over everything is that the charts will always be more important than the stats. Because of that, you can't just copy trade someone based on stats. You have to open at least the last 20 trades and look at the charts and find what is, if any, the opportunity that I have here to make money with this trader. Maybe it's just trading like for like because he's a really good trader. Or maybe it's something like this where you could set easily a 100% take profit and probably hit 75% of the time. Yeah, he's eventually going to hit that 22x and you're not, because you're going to take profit. But honestly, I don't care about that. If I have a system that is consistently delivering results, that's what I care about. So let's look at what is most important to look for when looking for a profitable trader. We already talked about the number one and most important thing is what happens on the charts. Is there a unique opportunity with your potential wallet that you can exploit to make a lot of money? That will happen quite often. But what is more likely and more prevalent is that you will find traders who have normal trading patterns you can just copy like for like. So in this case, first I'm looking at the stats just to weed out unprofitable traders. The next thing I'm looking at is the price impact on the charts. So once again, there's no avoiding having to open up the charts and see what's going on. The price impact is affected by three things: the buy size, do they have people copy trading them, and the market cap that they buy at. So what I'm looking for when it comes to price impact on the charts is I'm looking for something like this. When someone buys, there's no spike in the price. This means they have no one copy trading them and they are buying with a relatively small amount of money. The smaller, the better. You can see that in this one, where this guy's first buy and his second buy, there is literally zero slippage. He sells very early and he scalps way too quickly. So in this case, if I were to copy trade this guy, I would not be copying his sells, but this is just an incredible example of the perfect entry where you're literally having a 2% slippage. And the alternative would be someone like this, where when they buy, the price is spiking 42 to 44%. Why? Because they are buying at an extremely low market cap and they are buying with a relatively higher sum of money. This change in the price between when they buy and when you buy, this is everything. I'll show you just how important it is. If you come to one of our trade simulators, what this does is it takes the last 100 to 500 transactions for any wallet and it will simulate exactly what your results would have been if you were copying this wallet, given your trade size, your trading style, what the slippage would be, what fees you use, what the bot fee is, and what tips you use. This is as close to 100% accurate as you can get because we are calling an API for the real information from the blockchain. For example, with this first wallet that we were looking at before, we're calling the information from the blockchain and receiving it back. So we know exactly what price they bought and sold every token at. So we have the exact price data. So if they bought at $1 and sold it at $1.50, they made a 50% profit. So by using these settings, these slippage settings, and setting your slippage to what you realistically will get with that trader, if you, for example, chose 10%, then it would simulate that every time you bought the coin, that the price was 10% higher, and every time you sold, that it was 10% lower than the target wallet. Then it adds on the fees for every single buy and every single sell, and it's completely conditional to your trade size. So let me show you exactly why slippage is so important. If you had 0 buy and 0 sell slippage with a low fee and a typical Odinbot 1% transaction fee with a moderate trade size, for this wallet who's getting a 13% ROI, let's see what it comes up with. Okay, as you see, came up with pretty much exactly the same as GMGN, although this goes by transaction count while GMGN goes by time. So you may see differences in the stat, but that's what this guy is getting, and that's what you would be getting if there was no slippage. So with this trader, you would be profitable. You'd win 17 trades, you'd lose 21. Every transaction is down here. You can see exactly what happens in the trade, and you can see what your results would have been, and you can compare them to their results. So also, you see that over the course of these last 38 trades that you would have spent $125 in fees. But that's fine because you would have made a net profit, including fees, of $858 if you were buying with 0.4 Solana. So for 38 trades, that's pretty good. So let's look, if we were copying this guy and that was the case, then our slippage would be nice and low. So we can come here and we can say, okay, we know this guy does not impact the chart. Let's say we'd get an average of 4% up and 4% down. We don't need turbo with this guy because he has no copy traders. So if that was the case, we would have a 4.8% ROI. We'd still be in profit, but you see, even a 4% slippage has taken us down from 13% ROI to a 4.8% ROI. And 4% slippage is really the best you can hope for. That's why when copying someone like for like, someone like this, we're looking for a little bit of a higher ROI unless you are doing something different where you are using a take profits or you are manually copying the dips. But let's look if we are copying this guy with a ridiculous 44% price impact, but let's just say on average the slippage was 18% because that was a very low market cap token. So we can come here and then we can reanalyze with this new slippage, and you'll see that now you are losing 22%. So that's why even when a trader is profitable, if their price impact on the chart is too much, then you will lose money. So that's the difference between slippage. That's how important of a factor it truly is. So with any wallet, what you can do is you can come in, you can look at the charts, you can figure out what the slippage you would be getting with that trader would be on average. Maybe look at about 10 trades and measure the change from the bottom of this candle to the middle of the next candle to predict what your entry might be. In this case, it was about 4%. You can check the slippage down as well. Then you can pop them in the simulator, put in the actual slippage that you predict you will be getting, and it will tell you right away whether you will win or lose with that trader. And this alone saves you so much money. So many people have come to me and said, oh my God, I put all of the guys I've been trading through the simulator and they all showed that I would lose. If I had this a month ago, I would have saved thousands of dollars. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of price impact on the chart. Unless there's a unique opportunity where even though the price impact is terrible, the coin still goes up that we can capitalize on. This is why even more important than the price impact is, again, what happens on the chart. But beyond that, the price impact after the stats, because the stats are what gets people onto your radar. It's the most important thing in this game. After that, you have the hold duration. How long do they hold the tokens? Why this is important is because if they buy and they sell very quickly, let's pretend they bought here and sold here, then you're going to get in, and before the coin can go up enough, they're going to dump on you and you're going to get out and lose money. This is called farming. So when someone has a lot of copy traders, after they buy, the price spikes, they make money, so they sell, price dumps, you buy high, you sell low. They make money in 2 seconds because they have farmed their copy traders. So it's almost impossible to make money when someone is buying and selling within 5 seconds. So when we look at someone's history, the holding duration or the median hold time is very, very important. So this trader that we are looking at here, he has a very nice median hold time and median exit speed. You can verify that here, 38 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 13 minutes. The longer, the better, because if he's only taking 14% and he's holding for 4 minutes, then that means there's a possibility that a lot happened between him buying and selling. So the coin had time to go up, it had time to go down, it may have went back up, and by the time he sold, it just allows for more possibility for you to have a successful outcome. It's also possible that the coin went down for 4 minutes and then went back up and he sold at a small profit. But in that case, that gives you 4 minutes to possibly buy the dip and enter at a better price than him, lowering your average if you were manually copy trading. So either way, up or down, long hold times are fantastic. Let's take a look at this one that he held for 4 days. I haven't looked at it yet, so we'll just analyze it raw. So what I would do to see his actions on the chart, I would open up the token, I would come in, I would take his address, come back to the token, put him here under the transactions section to filter by maker, and you will see his transactions. I'm going to move to the 1 second chart. I always work on a 1 second chart, and I'm going to zoom all the way out and I'm going to scroll, find his first buy. Perfect. Okay, so he bought here and he ended up selling here. Okay, we wouldn't have done very well there. But then he rebuys here, and what an opportunity from the second rebuy. I mean, already the coin goes up 638% and he doesn't sell. Me, I probably would have taken profit already. So then the coin goes up and down and up and down, down and up, even higher than it was before. So it's almost a 10x at this point. Then it comes down, he sells again here, then he buys twice more. So this is why you have to look at the charts, because every trader requires their own unique strategy. No settings should be the same for any two traders. There's no universal setting that will work for all copy traders. You need to look at the charts, and you need to look at a lot of them to see what the trader's tendencies are and if there are any opportunities for you to make money. So from this first chart, what I would see is that, okay, he buys and he sells a lot. He also doesn't mind not taking profit at a 10x, but his third and fourth buy were not very good. So from this one token, the ultimate strategy would be to allow him 2 buys, to copy his sells, and to have a take profit of 800 to 1000%. But that's just for one token. You can't draw a conclusion on one token. So what you would have to do for this trader is check his last 20 trades. And if you can see a repeatable pattern where something like what I just described would work consistently over many trades, then you've got something. But no pattern is going to work over every trade. So you have to accept that you're going to lose some trades. If you come up with a strategy, all you need is for that strategy to work 50% of the time. You have to accept that you will lose trades, but it's okay as long as the ones you win make up for that and more. So let's do that. Let's just, let's do what you would actually have to do. Now I've got my notepad next to me. I've got my pen. What I notice about this guy right now is that he's buying nice tokens. He's buying tokens that are lasting a long time, that go to a very high market cap. He's obviously a real trader. He's buying and selling a lot. How many times do I want to let him buy and let him sell? Once again, he's buying here and then that wasn't good. So again, his first 2 buys in this one, not bad. really not bad at all. So his first buy would probably enter here, then we'd enter here, and from this we would have an opportunity for a 50% take profit. So he lost money on this trade. He lost 7%, but if I were to only allow him 2 buys and set a 50% take profit, we would have won this trade. We definitely would have won that trade. So now we're starting to form a strategy, but it's still, we haven't looked at enough charts to execute on this. But okay, 2 buys. What I'm noticing here is the dip. Now, if I notice that a trader is consistently buying and he's holding for a long period of time on really good tokens, many times the token dips before he sells. That happened on this one. That's happening on this one. If I see that as a trend, then what I might do is I might not copy his buys. I might get an alert to my phone from a Telegram app. The one that I use is Solana wallet tracker bots. So anytime he makes a purchase, I will get an alert on my computer, on my phone. I can open up the chart, see where he bought, and I can wait to enter manually. If I do that and I get in somewhere around here, then we've got 0 slippage. And look, we're already looking at an 80% possible take profit right away. And if you do that, if you buy the dip, you can set a pretty reasonably high stop loss to protect your downside, and you can also copy his sells. So on his losing trades, you won't lose as much, and on his winning trades, you ideally will win more. But that kind of strategy, buying the dip, it's really only good for really high win rate traders, because if you're consistently buying a downward trend and they are not consistently winning those tokens, it means the token is usually not coming back up. So you don't want to just keep buying into losing trends. But you can see how there are just so many possible combinations of things you can do, and it's all about what the trader is doing and how can you capitalize on it. So I went through a lot of this guy's trades. I'm not going to show all of it now because it would be a 3-hour video, but there were some bad ones. No trader is perfect. You have to accept there will be a lot of losing trades. There were some really really good ones, like this one where you could have had a 12x, you could have copied him for a 6x, or you could have bought the dip for even more. I mean, this guy's buying consistently good tokens. That's what I like about him, and that's how you can see, like, these stats are not that impressive, but because of that, he has no copy traders, and you could either buy the dip or use a take profit to possibly make more money than him. But his win rate might be a little low for buying the dip. I would have to really look at 20 or even more tokens to see if that's feasible. I looked at about 6 so far, but so far I really do like this guy. I think that this is someone who I could potentially make money with. Another thing you can do, which is quite interesting, is you could record on a CSV your approximate entry of every coin and then the market cap value along the life cycle of the coin. It would end up looking like something like this. You could do that for his last 50 trades, and then you can come to copy trader and you can go to the settings analyzer. You can upload that CSV and it will analyze every single possible combination of take profit and stop loss along the course of however many trades you record, and it will give you the one strategy that would yield the best results over the course of all of those trades. It's actually insane. It's over 100,000 total calculations when you have 50 trades. And this is for a different trader who I did, but this trader had a 20% ROI. But based on his last 50 trades, if I used a stop loss of 25 and a take profit of 810, I would have had a 60% ROI. Very small win rate, but just consistently getting big wins over time. Then you can see where the wins came from based on the market caps. And it was interesting with this guy, all of the tokens in which I won were tokens that he bought between 10 and 50k market cap. So I can actually set market cap restrictions to only buy tokens in this range. And then you've got every single possible combination of take profit and stop loss for this guy's trades and what the corresponding ROI would have been. So if you want a higher win rate strategy, you can go through and you can search that, you can filter to all that cool stuff. Then you can play around and you can see what would have it been like to have copied his sells as well. In this case, it would not perform as well. You can test out a trailing stop loss. In this case, again, trailing stop loss would have probably triggered too early, causing us to only make 42%, which is still pretty good. You can test smart exits and test manual strategies as well. The settings analyzer is our most insane tool. So that's another thing you can do to see if you want to turn off the sells, copy the buys, and then find the ultimate stop loss and take profit settings. But the point is that you can see that with all the traders out there, there are just so many possible things that you can do. And the only way to know is to open the charts, to look at the last 10 to 20 trades and see if there is any opportunity that you can capitalize on. And based on what you see, based on what you record on your pen, on your pad, you need to come up with a strategy for that specific trader. You can possibly throw him in the settings analyzer. You can throw him in the trade simulators. You can possibly just trade him like for like if the simulators are good. Or you can just see, maybe it would be best to buy the dip. Maybe I'll copy only one buy. Maybe I'll copy two. Maybe I'll copy all his buys. Maybe I won't copy his sells. Maybe I'll use a take profit. Literally anything. That's how you win at this game. Not for having one set of settings that is applied to every single wallet, because every wallet is an individual person with individual tendencies and characteristics and requires its own unique strategy that you need to come up with based on the charts. Okay, so I know it's a lot of information, but I'm hoping that you are following along nicely. The last things that I look for after hold duration are trading frequency and the age of the wallet. I'll run through this really quick, but basically trading frequency, you don't want a wallet that you can't keep up with. And honestly, a wallet that doesn't trade very often is fine. I found incredible wallets who they only trade once per week, or a developer who only launches a token once per week. You wait, you be patient, and then you hit. The problem arises is when you find traders who are trading once a minute, because things can go south really fast. You can lose control, and once you're not in control of your accounts, of your strategies, then you're in trouble. So I like to stick with traders who are real people, are not bots, who are trading like maximum 10 times per day. If you are going to trade just one person who's trading rapidly, like Cupsy or someone, and you have a strategy for that person, that's fine. But I'm a believer that you should be in control and you should have an alert for every trade. You should see what is happening in every trade, and at the end of every trade, you should analyze it to see if there's anything that needs adjusting. And if they're just coming every minute, then you are going to lose the ability to do that. So that's my recommendation, but you are free to proceed how you want. And the age of the wallet, that is even more important. That is very important, because I can't tell you how many times that I have found a wallet who is doing incredibly well over their first 10 trades. You usually find them in a wallet dropper somewhere because they come up in the filters as an extremely profitable wallet, but they are brand new. And then you can analyze those trades, plug them in, and boom, you get a completely different set of results, like a 30% win rate, and you lose some money. That happens all the time. I personally will not trade new wallets for this reason, because it happens so much. So what I like to see is a wallet who not only has great stats, who has great charts, but who has been trading this way with this success for a long period of time. This wallet, for example, has been trading extremely successfully for almost 2 years. I mean, it's quite incredible the consistency that this person has had over time. This tells me that even if I plug them in, I do my research, I have a strategy, and we begin, and they have a couple bad trades in a row, I don't need to panic, because that can happen. It's all a chance when you start trading with them how their first couple trades will be. He might hit a run like this, but I know that over time, over 300 days, that of course he's going to have pullbacks. Everyone has pullbacks, but over time he's going to come through. He's going to come through, and he's going to have really good win streaks, and overall, over the test of time, he's going to have a 75% win rate. So wallet age, when it comes to choosing someone to copy trade, personally, is very important, because I need to see that these results that they are having, that they have been having them consistently for a long time, because that is an indicator that they will continue to do so. You have to think, you are trying to find someone to trust your money with, your hard-earned money. This is like choosing someone to be in a relationship with, someone to marry. You don't just go and marry the first person you see. When you're choosing someone to trade with, you're trusting them with your money. You better be sure that they are the right person. That's just how I look at it, because I like my money. I want to keep my money and grow it. So if I'm going to trust someone to trade for me, then they really have to prove themselves. So that's it. Now you know how to find profitable wallets, how to pre-qualify them, how to analyze them, and now you can test them, execute your strategy, and win. I know this was a long video, but it was as long as it needs to be. I'm not in the business of making YouTube videos short and flashy just to get views. So thank you so much for having the patience to stick through to the end of this video. You are well on your way to success. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and ask me. I will answer. And if you do want to check out our premium tools, you can find the link below. It's copytrader.com with 2 R's. If you want to check out Odinbot, the official link is also below. And anything I mentioned in this video, the links are below. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and I will see you guys in the next video.